my lovelies. It's me, author Alexandria Infante, coming to you with a new review. First off, like always, I have to give a shout out to our musical composer, Ben Sound. Remember, all of the music that you hear in each of the videos that begins them is, and during them, is by music composer Ben Sound. And you can get his music free. It's free, royalty free music. And you can find titles from, genres from Gregorian chant all the way up to rock and roll. Basically, all you have to do is go to the website. Um, he has little boxes for each of the each of the compositions, and basically you agree that if you decide to use his music, then when, like I'm doing right now, you give him a shout out on your video, your book trailer, whatever it is that you're using the music for. Free, royalty free music is a bit different. It basically, you don't have to pay any royalties on it, and you can use it for anything you choose as long as you give him his shout out. Royalty free music is a bit different. You do have to pay for it. You pay to download it, but that's pretty much it. You don't have to give them a shout out after that, because once you actually buy it, the music belongs to you. So the music does not belong to us, which is the reason why each video that we do, we give him, or we try to remember to give him a shout out for using his music. So every video that is under the Latina Rom-Com books, basically, it's all composed by music composer Ben Sound. So you can find all his music at bensound.com. So tonight's review is an actual contemporary. It is an AA contemporary. And if you don't know what that means, AA means African American. Each of the characters in this book are all African American. So the love interest, as well as the main characters, the dynamics of the book itself, are all African American. So tonight's author is author N.D. Jones. Now, I will come on, like when I'm done with the review, I'll do like some updates that I need to do. Hopefully, I'll remember them. But basically, we kind of ask, like, if you guys have a question for us, if it's not concerning like the reviews or the books themselves, could you please send it to Multicultural Romance Latina? Basically, we kind of keep the comment section down there for toward the books, or like if you want to ask a question about the authors, anything like that. If it's directly toward me, the person who's doing the reviews, then I would much rather that you send me an email, because it's sort of, it's just weird to have them posted down there in the comment section. I know a couple of the ladies were actually laughing. So if you have something to say to me, please do it in an email. And also, we are still looking for submission authors. So if you are an author out there and you would like for us to review your book, make sure you send it on in. Now, tonight's review is by or of um, called contemporary romance author N.D. Jones. And just a second, the book is called, you know what, I don't know if I have it in my Kindle or I have it in my regular, yeah, I think I have it in my regular site. Just a second. You know what, one of these days, guys, I really truly am going to load this before I start this video. Because I constantly forget. Okay, there we go. So tonight's author, like I said, is N.D. Jones. And the book is called The Perks of Higher Education, The Styles of Love, Book 1. There we go. And here is the cover. So now, let me get my notes. Okay, so the book follows. I have to take my glasses off. Okay, so so the story follows Sky and Malcolm. Sky gets a position as like a department head. I really like that about that this was higher education because I'm a professor. And so she gets a department head job, department head position for the diversities department. And then Malcolm, okay, Malcolm is well educated. He's also a department head, and basically he met Sky on in like this conference setting, and he was so enamored with her, and he was taken by her that he pretty much asked her out. But Sky is like, no, I'm not here for that. And so she is concerned with her accolades, and so she's pretty much like, no, that's not what I'm looking for. And so now, Malcolm's sister is a dean, I believe it was. I'm sorry if I forget. She's either a department head or a dean for Excelsior. And so what he does is he goes to his sister and he tries to get finagle basically an invite to this retreat, that it's sort of like a retreat that they're going, it's basically for you to go to learn to help your department function better. Like if we have a lot of department heads, I teach literature, art history, mythology, but my master's is in literature. It's like literature can basically be an umbrella term because there's so much that you can teach under it. Now I have an English master's, but I teach literature, art history, and mythology, but I majored in literature. So my cuppa is British and American literature. And so that's pretty much what I teach on the regular. I can teach and will teach English class. I taught ESL. That class was just like a bomb. It was so crazy because the difference between learning English and knowing English, and the fact that idioms to some countries have no meaning, or they have no idea what you're talking about. I remember once I was like, I looked out the window, I was like, oh my God, it's raining freaking cats and dogs outside. And I had these students, lovely, lovely ladies. They were from Egypt. And so the next time it rained, she literally went to the window and opened it looking for the cats and dogs. And she came back to class and she was like, Miss Infante, I look for dogs, cats. I not see it. I just thought it was like a stereotype. I was like, no, sweetie, that's not what I meant. But so he wants to finagle like this invite to be on this panel as well, but he's doing it for the wrong reasons. He's doing it because he wants to try to hook up with her, not because he wants to benefit his department or try to up his department's academics, prestige, or whatever it is. He's doing it so he can pretty much get try to get a hookup. And so the sister refuses, which is like, I was happy and laughing because it was like, no, that's just, you just janky. And so basically, so then base is pretty much his endeavor to try to get her to see that he actually likes her and he cares about her. And so basically you go on a journey with this couple. So basically I made my notes. I really liked this story. It was really good. What I really liked is that the characters weren't predictable, because a lot of times when we read, I don't want to say this to sound mean or to say, to be derogatory toward, my weeples, but a lot of times when we read a contemporary romance and it has to do with people of color, it's usually very predictable. It's like you can read the plot, from the first couple of pages, and you already know what's going to happen. And so what I really liked about her book is that it was not predictable at all. I like the fact that she showed a strong woman of color, but yet she also allowed her to be vulnerable. And a lot of times we as women of color, we think that we need to be strong 24/7, which 9 times out of 10 we do, because of the just the parameters of life are so much more different. People don't think that that's true, but it is. The simple fact that if you raise a black or Latino son, every day you're on pins and needles because of the fact that when they go out the door, the first thing that you're thinking is whether your son is African American, fully mixed African American, Latino African American, Latino, regardless, you are on pins and needles because you're praying and hoping that your son comes back home. So there are a lot of differences in being an African American woman or a Latino woman or a woman of color, basically. It's like, so I like the fact that she portrayed her as a strong woman, but she got to be vulnerable too, and it wasn't seen as a weakness. Um, let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, and then what I liked about Malcolm was the fact that um, he pretty much wore his heart on his sleeve, which was also not predictable because men of color normally have to be strong 24/7 as well. And they're taught from little eight, from like young boys that to show emotion basically pins you as weak. You are weak if you cry, if you do that. Because I remember like a lot of times when my oldest was younger, my dad is Puerto Rican, and like, you know strong, whatever. He would tell my son, what are you crying for, Poppy? Stop crying, that's only girls cry. And so stuff like that. So basically they grow up to think that it's not appropriate for a man to cry, or if a man cries, it's basically showing weakness. And so I really like that she was able to display his emotion, but you know he was very romantic and very like, but he wasn't a sap about it. You know what I'm saying? He got to be vulnerable, and then basically, and then lastly, if I had to say, okay, like, dang, I can't even read my own writing, y'all. Sorry. So if I had to say anything that this book portrayed, because it was like a really good journey, and if I had to say anything that it displayed, it would be hope and trust, because basically the two characters that needed to rebuild his brother-in-law and his sister, they needed to rebuild that marriage because he did something stupid. And then hope, by him hoping that he could get her to change her mind, to see that he was worth everything that he knew he was worth. And then love, rebuilding and basically building love. And so I really, really like this book, because even with all these obstacles in this book and what these two characters had to go through, you still find that love. And so if I had to start this book, I would start this book 4 stars, because it was that good. And she kept you entertained. She kept you in the book. And so I really want you guys to go out and get this book, because it is an awesome love story, because that is what it is. And I like the fact that the higher learning, the teaching, the aspect of being at a university. I'm not sure. I don't really know that university, so I'm gonna have to look that up. Is it a HBC? I'm not sure, because my daughter got accepted to an HBC. She's like kind of like, she's contemplating if she wants to do that, or she got into like a bunch of them. So she's not exactly sure which one she wants to take. But I love District of Columbia, so I'm kind of hoping she takes that one, because it's basically an HBC in District of Columbia. And so I'm not sure if that's what this one was. If it is, let me know in the comments, girl. So anyway, here is the cover once again. It is called The Perks of Higher Education, and it is by author N.D. Jones. You guys go and pick this up. I'm not exactly sure how much it is. Let me see. Because she actually sent this to me. So, I'm not exactly sure how much it is on Amazon. But you can get it from Amazon, and You can get it from Amazon, but I don't see a price in it. But anyway, so you guys make sure you go and pick up this book because it's really, really good. If you like African American literature, or if you just like literature, romance, period. It doesn't matter what race the colors are. It's a good romance. It's a good story. So I want you guys to really go out there and pick it up. So let me show you one more time. It's called The Perks of Higher Education, and it's by author N.D. Jones. Darn it. Sorry, guys. My Kindle clicked off. And then tomorrow we are going to be reading. Here we go. Okay, let me show you one more time. It's called The Perks of Higher Education. You guys go out there and pick up this book. I mean it. This is a good love story. Get it. Now tomorrow is what? Tuesday, right? So tomorrow we will be reading. Let's see. Oh, who did I start? I can't think now. That book was good. Okay, so tomorrow, I believe this is a. I'm just going to go with it. I believe that this is an IR because remember, Monday through Wednesday is IR. Thursday is mainstream Caucasian. Friday is everything goes. Saturday is nothing unless I feel like coming on to review one of my housemates. And then Sundays is YA. So hopefully we will have some YA this week. If we don't, then we will just be going through Amazon posts and that kind of stuff. And basically picking, Jen will more than likely pick a random author and read the book or either send me the book to read it if it's, my cuppa. And if not, no, that's what we'll be doing. So hopefully we'll get some more YA authors, but so far we haven't gotten any. So anyway, we may have to actually knock off that day and actually just do fiction because for some reason we're not getting the YA authors. We get the fiction authors, we get romance authors, we get all of you guys, but for some reason we just can't seem to get YA authors, no matter what race they are. Now, I don't know if the fact that it's My Little Brown Face doing the reviews or what, that people don't want to have us review their books, or they're just shy. I don't know. I'm hoping it's the latter, that they're just shy because, having a live review or someone reviewing your book can sometimes feel very viscerating. So, hopefully that's it, and it's not the fact that I'm a brownie, or like the little boy in Australia said, I'm not a black man, I'm not a white man, I'm a creamy. So I'm a creamy. I don't know if that's the reason, but hopefully it's not. It's just that people are kind of afraid. And that part I can understand and I accept because it can be very viscerating to have someone review your works, especially something that you have worked like your entire life on maybe, and now it's put in the public sphere. And that's kind of like this book that I wrote. It's called Grave Reviews, and that's pretty much what she does is she rips people's books to shreds. I don't. I try to be as gentle as possible. But she rips people's books to shreds, and someone got pissed off, and now someone's trying to kill her. So basically, that's why it's called Grave Reviews. So that's pretty much it. Now tomorrow, we are going to be reading Totally Screwed, an Alpha Bad Boy collection. So I'm hoping that this is IR. I like that chest too. I don't know what that says. Wait. I can't understand what that says. E8 T. I don't know. Anyway, so maybe in the book she'll say what that is, but or if this is painted on, this might be painted on this guy. This might actually not be. I'm sorry. It just looks like the love at the top looks backwards. So anyway, but here is the cover. He still looks yummy. The book is called Totally Screwed, and it doesn't. This is, I believe, a boxed set. Yes, it is. Darn it. Okay, so we may not be reading this one because I would have to read the entire thing, and it doesn't say who it's actually by. Yeah. So sorry, guys, we won't be reading that one. I'm so sorry, um, because it's not an actual. Okay. Ooh, okay. We'll read this one. These are all the books I buy because we haven't gotten an author yet. Um, we have one other fiction author, but that's not till Friday. Indy was our last romance. So, if you are a romance author out there, send us your romance. Um, all right. I'm going to have to look and let you know because none of these books are IR. Because I read everything. I don't like pigeonhole myself to one genre. I read everything. So, um, there's tons of stuff, tons of books on my Kindle, and um, yeah. So, oh, here we go. Voila. Okay, I found one. Tomorrow we're going to read Raina Mancy, A Crazy Little Winter Vacation. So this is who we're going to review tomorrow. I started reading this book, but for some reason I never finished it. I can't remember what happened, but I never finished it. So I'm going to finish it today. And then we are going to review it tomorrow. So tomorrow's author is Raina Mancy. I believe that's how it's pronounced. If you know her, let her know that we are going to do a review of her book, A Crazy Little Winter Vacay. Once again, there is the cover. And that's pretty much it. I will see you guys tomorrow with a new review. Also, remember, if you have comments that are not directed toward the books, directed toward one of the reviews that we've done, if they are of a personal nature and you feel like it's something that I need to know, or Jen needs to know, or Erica needs to know, please reach out and email us at Multicultural Romance Latina. And then you can either attention it Allie, me, Jen Ipanoa, or Erica Duque. But we kind of want to keep the comment section down there for questions about the reviews, authors, or pretty much no personal stuff, because Erica and Jen and I, we probably wouldn't give that out anyway, especially not down on the forums. So if you have a question or something for us, then please email us at Multicultural Romance Latina. And that's pretty much it. I will see you guys tomorrow. Love you bunches. Take care.